Hey, what's up, champions? Welcome to Growth Mode. I'm your host, Donnie Boivin, and I've spent over 20 years in straight commission sales. I've broken a lot of shit and sold millions of dollars along the way, figuring out how to sell and grow my business. Hanging out with me is Kevin Snow, a sales automation genius and tactician of the sales process. He spent years in the tech sales game before partnering up with me to change how the world does business development. Growth Mode is real world tips, funny anecdotes, and a whole lot of no bullshit tactics you can apply right now to your business. Let's go big and loud and have some fucking fun. In this episode, Kevin, what the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, Donnie. Hello, everyone. So, you know, those days where you are you're just busy and you're getting a ton of stuff done, and you get to the end of the day and you're like, fuck, I didn't accomplish anything.
Right?
So, yeah, everyone's had them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why being productive can actually kick your ass.
No, I love this. You know, what's funny is, in the Success Champions Facebook group, we ask 3 questions when people come in there. And the first question is, what's your name? Second question is, what's your email? The third one is, what's the biggest thing holding you back? And the number one answer that people fill out on that is time. They just don't have enough time. And what's funny to me is we all get 24 hours in a fucking day. From Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Gary V, Elon Musk, to the rest of us schmucks, we all get 24 hours in a day. So I think the differentiator for what people do versus what they need to do is ultimately what they're kicking their ass. People don't have a time problem. They have a prioritization problem.
Mm-hmm.
As they're building their business, as they're trying to do all the things, they're so fucking hung up on being productive and getting things done that they totally leave out the essential shit that's going to move their business forward. And as we talk to a lot of the members of the groups and whatnot, they're always wanting, what's the trick or the strategy to be better?
Yeah.
And here's the truth. It's
The
not
easy button.
Yeah,
they want the easy button.
Very much so. And it's not a fucking easy button. It's really simple. Do the shit that's going to move your business forward first. And that takes care of most of fucking problems. Is something I learned, years ago in a sales game that I've just carried with me into building the business is if I start every day doing the business development activities, the fucking reach outs, the connections, the replying to the business emails or sending emails, requesting to be on podcast, or all the things that helps me get my name and brand in front of the right people that can help me grow and scale everything that we're doing, then I start my day off on the right fucking foot. Because we all know once the day gets started and meetings start kicking in, business development or sales are the last fucking thing that's on your mind, right? You're going to be so ingrained in doing the fucking stuff that you're going to get to the end of the day and you're like, oh shit, I didn't do any reach outs today.
I think part of it for people is that they've become addicted to being able to check things off the list. So instead of going through and saying, all right, here are the things I need to get done, I'm getting these done first, that might be the hard things on the task. They look for, this is an easy one. I'm going to get this done, and I click it off. And now I'm going to do this one because this one's easy. They're literally looking for the easy button to click things off their list so it makes them feel good. But then they get done, and it's like, well, crap, now I didn't actually do anything to move me forward. I need written lists. I like my to-do list written down so I can actually cross them out for some reason. I started separating my list by things that make me money, other business stuff, and then my army and personal things. So they'd all have their own little corner of the page. And the stuff in that top left, the things that make me money, so client work, sales reach outs, follow up with prospects, all that stuff, those are priorities. Everything else came after.
Yeah, what's funny about that is that's very much like my Steve Jobs list. And one of the ways I figured out what I needed to be doing in the business versus giving to somebody else is out of frustration one day. I literally sat down and I'm like, all right, Donnie, write out every fucking thing you do in the business, everything. And so I took out a yellow notepad and I started writing, very old school, right? Yellow notepad, magic marker, and writing shit. And I wrote down every fucking thing I was doing in business. And it was a fucking huge list, just a ton of things of what I was doing in the business. I drew a line straight down the center, and to the right of each item, I put the top of that. Would Steve Jobs do this fucking task? And it was so funny as I went through that list of how much stupid shit that I was actually doing in a business. But I was a solopreneur, so I had to get it done. And what I realized at that point is, one, to your point, getting all the business development stuff in that list, shit that actually makes me money. That's the priority over everything else. All of that in my list got moved to the top because my job as a business owner CEO is to set the vision and then be the face of the fucking company, right? Get our brand out there as much as possible. So to do that, I've got to be able to get my business development activities as one of the highest priorities of things I do, because that business development activity stuff is what allows us to actually grow. And if I don't do that shit, then I stop all flow and momentum in the business. And what people don't understand is one day missed doing the business development hurt you for the next fucking 30 or 60 days. It doesn't hurt you just for tomorrow. It slows down all momentum because everything that happens today is a reflection of what the fuck you've done for the last 30. And so one fuck off, one slough off will completely derail your systems. We talk about it all the times. It's
Yep.
no Saturday and Sunday here. You're building a business. Kevin and I are constantly sending messages to each other, fucking sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning, although I've gotten better. Sometimes, late at night, and he's learned not to send me messages after 10 because my ass is in bed while he's still up grinding it the fuck out. But we know that if we slough off on business development activities, it's going to kick our ass as we continue to move forward. And scaling's a lot to do with momentum. Go ahead.
And it's really interesting because when I go into clients and we're looking at their sales numbers over the past 12 to 24 months and looking at their sales processes, you can really see the highs and lows, that dips and the ebbs and all those, whatever you want to call them, in their numbers. And when you start looking at what happened, it's like, well, yeah, we were really busy. And my question would be, so you stopped doing prospecting? You stopped doing sales stuff? Yeah, I wasn't going out networking, doing stuff, and that's why you have this low.
Yep.
This is why you're doing this in your business, and it's really helping them shift their mindset of like, all right, so there's this one thing I now have to do all the time, and that is business development. I need to fill my pipeline.
Yeah, and you guys, we're going to constantly talking about stepping into that business owner mindset, because, well, and I'll harp on this a lot. A lot of us worked for other fucking people before we started our businesses. So it's sometimes very difficult to shift over to a business owner versus an employee. And this whole, trading time for money thing that's happening to a lot of people really comes back to because they're still thinking like an employee of, I've got to get it done. And I hear people tell me all the time, they'll bring every excuse in the book. They're like, well, Donnie, I've got to take care of my clients. And then after business, I've got kids and I got a wife and I got a dog. You know what? I don't care what stuff you have. I run a full fucking working farm. I'm married. We have 5 companies underneath. Kevin is in the National fucking Guard, runs his full-time business, manages all his clients, and then does all the operations and automations for my fucking company. There's no excuses here. You get the business development shit done. And at any portion of that journey, you're looking at it like, I need more hours in a day. fuck you. There's so many people that are doing such bigger and larger things that are getting it done. You need to shift the priorities of your day.
And it's funny because I'll talk to business owners that are in the going through growth, and they're wanting to keep that growth going. They're being proactive about it, and it always makes me laugh because the first thing they want to do is offload sales.
Right?
They want to. We need to hire salespeople. We had one of our members talking about this the other day. I want to hire salespeople. We're like, you don't even know how to sell it yourself. Yeah. And the CEO of the company should be the number one salesperson. Even if you have salespeople and you have a team, you should still be kicking their ass.
Yeah. And it really comes down. I love this. And this could be a whole nother episode as well. But any business owner that is not successful monetarily in their business, right? And I can't tell you what that number is because I don't know the whole numbers of your business. But if you haven't gotten to a place where you've built your business and it successfully pays you, it is successfully pays other people to handle a lot of the operations, the automation, the accounting, and other things. If you haven't gotten there in your business, don't look at fucking hiring salespeople. And here's why. If you can't get your business there, you can't teach somebody else how to fucking do it. And all you're going to do is hire people, get frustrated because they're not performing at the level you need them to get, fucking perform at. And you're going to fire their ass. And now you screw somebody else out of an income. You hurt their brand and reputation in there. They're going to be pissed off, hurt your brand and reputation out there. And the truth of the matter is you shouldn't have hired them in the first fucking place.
Well, and on top of that, they've just wasted 6 to 12 months of their time as a business owner trying to make something work that they weren't ready for. So now they're a year behind to where they should be.
Right. Totally. So to really wrap our heads around this episode and give you some tactical takeaways, things you can do right now. Number one, as Kevin said, get the fucking money-making activities as number one priority in your business. What are those things that directly bring revenue into your business? Those are the first things you should do every fucking day. Get those done before the rest of the chaos kicks in. The second thing is build your business and document that process all the way along, especially your sales process. How are you doing reach outs? How are you making connections? How are you connecting with other people? How are you starting sales call? Document that journey. So when you get to a point of growing and scale your business, you can take those processes and literally hand them to your salesperson and go, cool. Here's how you go from $0 in sales to $100,000 in sales. And you already have the process mapped out so you can show them what expectations you have of them and how long it should take them to wrap up. So, as always, guys, as we're going to tell you on the end of every one of these episodes, if you got any sort of tactical knowledge, one tip, something that helped you in your business, do me a favor and tell one person how to subscribe to this show. It's literally like you walked up and gave Kevin and I a high five and said, dude, you've got to check out Growth Mode. So wherever you're listening to podcasts, tell one person to come check it out, and we'll catch you guys on the freaking flip side.